Are you considering studying chemistry? What is chemistry? What kind of courses can you expect to take? What are the different subfields of chemistry? What type of careers might you expect to go into? All that and more in this video. Chemistry is the science that deals with the properties, composition, and structure of substances defined as elements and compounds, the transformations they undergo, and the energy that is released or absorbed during these processes. Chemists are widely in demand and have a variety of subspecialties that a chemical engineering graduate can pursue for a career. You could become a water chemist who is responsible for studying and monitoring the presence of chemicals in water. You might perform tasks like ensuring water purification processes are safe, collecting and analyzing water from various ecosystems, and making projections to help determine various rules, regulations, and policies. You could become a synthetic chemist and develop chemical compounds to create new material for a specific purpose. You would typically work in a lab to develop materials for nearly any industry, including healthcare, manufacturing, and food and beverage. You could become an organic chemist who is responsible for researching, manipulating, and studying materials that contain carbon. You might perform various scientific studies to identify or find applications for materials. Many different professions might employ organic chemists like chemical engineers, veterinarians, pharmaceuticals, and more. You could become a pharmacologist who performs studies on new and existing drugs and other pharmaceuticals for the effect on humans and animals. They study the source and chemical makeup of drugs. They might be responsible for ensuring drugs are safe and adhere to rules and regulations. A typical chemistry curriculum will include chemistry, organic chemistry, physical chemistry, and inorganic chemistry. Then, on top of that, you can take additional elective courses that are more tailored towards your concentration. You'll first start out with your chemistry courses. These sets of courses will introduce you to all the fundamental concepts within chemistry. You'll learn about atoms, molecules, and ions, and their structures, composition, and properties. You'll learn about all the elements in the periodic table, including how they are classified, their properties, their composition of protons, neutrons, and electrons, as well as applications for each type of element. You'll learn about stoichiometry, which is about determining the proportions in which elements or compounds react with one another in a chemical reaction. The relationship between the reactants and products via the chemical formula helps chemists determine what proportion of products need to be used in a chemical reaction to achieve a desired amount of reactant. This is all a part of what chemists call equation balancing, which you will learn about in detail in your chemistry courses. You may also touch on a variety of other topics within chemistry, including covalent bonds, liquids, and electrochemistry. Next, you'll move on to your organic chemistry courses. This is a subdiscipline of chemistry which involves the study of elements and compounds that contain carbon matter. You'll learn about the classification of different organic compounds such as alkanes, alcohols, carbolic acids, among others. The primary basis for classifying organic compounds is the presence of a specific functional groups, which are atoms or groups of atoms that give a molecule its characteristic chemical properties. You'll learn about the structures, properties, and applications for each type of organic compound in this course. Next, you'll move on to your physical chemistry courses. This is a branch of chemistry that focuses on the physical properties of matter and chemical reactions. You'll learn about the properties of gas and the laws and equations which dictate their behavior, including the ideal gas law, which is a good approximation of the behavior of gases under many conditions. It establishes a relationship between pressure, volume, and temperature in a gas. You'll learn how this equation was derived and how it describes the behavior of gases. You'll also learn about the concepts of thermochemistry in these courses. This is all about quantifying heat transfer during a chemical reaction. You'll learn how to take chemical reaction equations and predict the type of thermal reaction that will occur. A reaction in which there is more heat energy in the products than the reactants is classified as an endothermic reaction, whereas the opposite holds true for an exothermic reaction. Endothermic can be thought of as absorbing heat from its surroundings, creating a cooling effect, while an exothermic reaction releases heat energy to its surroundings, causing a warming effect. Next, you'll move on to your inorganic chemistry courses. This field of study is concerned with the properties and behavior of inorganic compounds, which are chemical compounds that do not contain carbon-hydrogen bonds. These types of compounds include metals, minerals, salts, acids, bases, and a lot more. You'll learn about the different types of solids and their properties. For example, an ionic solid is a solid composed of oppositely charged ions held together by electrostatic attraction. These types of solids have a high melting point and are brittle and hard. A metallic solid is a solid composed of metal atoms. These types of solids are good conductors of heat and electricity, malleable and ductile. In this course, you will learn about all these types of solids and why they have the properties that they do. You'll also learn about acids and bases in this course. An acid is anything that donates a proton, while a base is anything that accepts a proton. An example of an acid and base trading a proton is when hydrogen sulfate, the acid, donates a proton to water, the base, when submerged in the water. Examples of acids include vinegar, lemon juice, and battery acid. Examples of bases includes baking soda, soap, and ammonia. This covers all the core coursework you'll see in a typical chemistry curriculum. Once you have completed all your core coursework, you'll have the option of taking additional elective courses. Some of these options may include neurochemistry, biochemistry, polymers, coatings, surface chemistry, pharmacology, and much more. I hope this video has helped you understand what you can expect to study while pursuing a degree in chemistry and the type of careers you can expect to go into. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.